Correct. What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. So today is Saturday. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great weekend so far. Having a look at what is going on. Bitcoin is up 2.47%. I know a lot of you were worried where I was. Some people were asking if I was all right. Did I die? Guys, I was just traveling. You guys know I was in Vegas, but honestly, essentially, there wasn't really much happening in the charts, so I really didn't feel the need to do a massive update. Plus, it was a little bit difficult to get these videos out. But that being said, I am back. We're going to check out what's going on because we actually might be having a pretty significant move in these charts pretty soon, and I'm going to tell you why in just a second. Also, a few things that we do have to talk about today. Number one being the fact that BitMEX basically leaked a bunch of emails and then their Twitter got hacked. On top of that, there was also a flash crash and pump on some exchanges. In fact, we had seen Bitcoin all the way down to 7,750 and then it pumped to 15,000 on another. And one bit of amazing, in my opinion, bullish news, again, coming from China that you're definitely going to want to stick around for. And if that sounds good to you, well, you know what to do. Also, if you are not subscribed to the Crypto Zombie channel, well, I want to say we do this every single day, although we did take the last 2 days off, but we basically have been putting out one video a day for almost 2 years straight now. So that being said, also, if you want to enter to win the Ledger Nano S, you do know all you have to do is drop a comment on literally any video basically throughout the course of the week, and you are eligible. Now, let's give this a quick refresh, dive in, and see what's going on. So, actually, Bitcoin dominance has been sitting at around 67.5%, pretty much for the last 24 hours, which is showing there's sort of like that indecision of, is Bitcoin going to break out? Should we not be moving into the altcoins right now? But you can see there are still some gainers today. You do have Bytem up, another 17%. It did have a little bit of a retracement after that pump. Bytecoin, Chiliz, Algorand, MadeSafe. So, there are some double-digit gains here in the altcoins as well. Volume very low right now, very, very low. It is the weekend, but you do know that when volume tends to get low and Bitcoin, gets extremely non-volatile, I guess you'd say, there usually is a big move to be expected. Now, having a look at CoinFarm, you are noticing right now the longs are pulling ahead at about 53.37%, and this morning they were a little bit lower. So this is showing me that right now, short term, it's looking like the futures traders are feeling a little bit bullish on Bitcoin. So you can see right here, we had something really great that happened. Once we got above the 200 daily, we stayed above it. In fact, we tried to fall below on the 30th and on Halloween, and we stayed above it. And you can see it actually looks like we're curving the other way. So this is seemingly a very positive move. Now, having a look at the cup and handle that everybody was talking about, well, you can see that the resistance did flip support. We came down here, and essentially we got supported by this trend that was sort of trying back here before that dip, and now we are sitting on that, right? Because you can see right here, we had the breakout of the triangle, but we didn't really put in very much. I mean, as soon as we broke out, it was about a 3.4% pump. You could have made some money on that, but we did have that retracement. So the question is, what is Bitcoin looking to do now? Are we just going to be putting in some more boring sideways, or are we actually looking for a major move? Because don't forget, the volume is extremely low. Other thing I want to point out really quick, bullish, was we were supported by the 21 exponential on the weekly, which is very good. You can see right here, we tried to dip below it, boom, instantly got pulled back up. So that is good short term. Now, currently, we are still trapped between two major areas of our resistance at $9,484. And of course, the CME futures gap, which is represented down here by this blue zone, okay? Now, if we do have a look at what's been going on with the CME's futures gap, it is quite interesting. You can see we're actually about to have a bit of a cross where this previous support right here that was resistance that we broke is now looking to basically line up exactly with the resistance from the downwards triangle. And would you know it, look at where they meet. Exactly at the bottom of the gap. So essentially it looks like Bitcoin still wants to push down to that $8,885 level, which I would love if we could just take that super quick dip so we could just close the damn gap and be on our way, because you can see after this, that would basically put us following this support again, and then hopefully we could break above that $9,500 level, which I do believe short term, getting above 9,500 and staying above 9,500 would be very good for Bitcoin, but I also would like to close the gap really quick. Okay, so that's basically my take on that situation. But zooming out, we love to always look into the, the 1 hour, the 4 hour, the daily, but let's actually zoom out and have a look at what Bitcoin's really doing right now. Essentially, we're sort of just trapped between this monthly close of the high right here that was around that $13,885 level. Now, don't forget, a lot of people go, oh, 20K. Yeah, but look at this giant wick that we had right here. We didn't stay up there very long. That's why I have my eye set on that level, or $14,000 level if you want to round it off. And essentially, I don't really want to fall lower than the $8,275 level, which is why I think if Bitcoin bounces anywhere in between these two levels, we're perfectly fine. But you can see we are having this downwards resistance, and whether or not we want to, by the end of December, we're looking to have either a massive breakout or breakdown. So even if Bitcoin does travel within this range, basically throughout the end of the year, we're going to hit a wall come January 1st where Bitcoin is going to pretty much have to decide what it wants to do, right? Other thing I wanted to point out is Bitcoin dominance actually has started trending back upwards again after we had that pullback. But even though the altcoins have pulled back a little bit, they are still respecting this upwards trend. So actually, there's a lot of really just bullish indicators right now. Like it's looking very healthy. Let me just say that. You know, we had that crazy pump and now it does appear to be healthy. So even if we did have that retracement, you know, back down to some of those levels or just to close the gap, I still think that would be perfectly fine. But like I said, I do still believe that we are in bull mode. We are above the 200 daily. So that is really good for Bitcoin short term. So unfortunately, we did not get our $16,000 Bitcoin. You can see they basically made a joke out of it and they started making the numbers go the other way. But, you know, CZ actually kind of chimed in on that and basically said, you know, price predictions are easy. It's just hard to be right about the timing. We will see a $16,000 Bitcoin soonish. Look at this. He just blasts the chart. 1.4 billion people working on it as we speak, right? Now, talking about some really good fundamentals, Pomp pointed out 195 days until the next Bitcoin halving, less than 3 million Bitcoin left to mine. I certainly hope you have your hands and you're hodling at least one of them. Hash rate keeps hitting an all-time high. We're watching the strongest computer network in the world continue to get stronger and stronger. Incredible, while the US national debt climbs higher and higher and higher, and we've officially crossed $23 trillion worth of national debt. And as you can see, Rhythm Trader basically said, well, that's now 23 trillion reasons to buy Bitcoin, right?
Every month our savings get smaller and smaller. We really got to figure out a better way to budget for this family's future.
Bitcoin.
What?
I don't know.
But getting back to basically what the situation is right here, you can see, like Saifedean Almos pointed out, Bitcoin's real cost is in hardware and electricity that's needed to run the network. Fiat's real cost is the hundreds of millions of deaths at the hands of government made omnipotent, by inflation. Sorry, guys. But anyway, here's what I really want to talk about, though. Breaking leaked news, okay? And this is out of China, and I think this is pretty cool. So you can see right here, cryptocurrency exchange legalization has started in China. This is a real photo of a cryptocurrency trading license of the People's Republic of China. But wait, before we get ahead of ourselves, does this mean that China is going to literally start trading cryptocurrency tomorrow? Not exactly, because you need to read between the lines, and you could see that Daniel Dumbrell actually asked some of his crypto industry friends over in Shenzhen what's going on, and he says it seems currently they're allowed to develop blockchain-related tech under this license, including crypto exchange technology, but are not permitted to actually trade Bitcoin legally. And as Rasta Musk says, yet. Okay? So let's not get ahead of ourselves, but this is pretty good news. I mean, I will take this with a grain of salt. So basically, let's just take it with a grain of salt. Let's not get too excited, okay? It's not like they're going to be trading Bitcoin tomorrow, but this could be sort of a way to get their foot in the door. I mean, I know that China is also making their own digital currency as we speak, so that is the situation, but my goodness, did you hear what happened with BitMEX? So basically, they sent out an email, they screwed up, they ended up leaking a bunch of people's information. As you can see right here, the customer mail list was basically exposed to everybody by putting all users in 2 instead of BCC. So if you're using the same email as, you know, Ferris points out for BitMEX and anything else, you might want to change that. Why? Well, because you could end up being basically phished, or, you know, they could, now that they have your email, essentially, there's a lot of different ways that they could try to scam you, okay? That's what I'm the most worried about, all right? By the way, guys, if you are not sure of like how these types of scams work, I did do a video on it. I will drop it above. It's all about cryptocurrency scams, phishing, and all that. So if you're not familiar with it, I'm not going to go into it for this video, but check that out. Very informative. Be safe out there, okay? But you can see right here, they said it was a result of a software error, which has now been addressed. I mean, I would come on, somebody just screwed up. Let's be honest, guys, a software error. But anyway, you could see, as Larry Cermak pointed out, there's already 30,000 email dumps selling on the darknet right now. They're saying this is one of the most ridiculous things that's happened currently. But now what they're doing is requiring users to complete an ID verification in order to change their email addresses. So what should you do? Well, I would just say make a new email. And I'll get into it in just a second. Look, already found 200 passwords of leaked BitMEX accounts today. This is such a disaster. Having a look over here, there's a BitMEX hack group on Telegram already. They claim that, they're cracking emails. They have 113 Bitcoin already. I don't know if this is true or not. It could just be FUD. It could just be a scare tactic, okay? But you can see on top of that, to make matters worse, now this is a screenshot of 2 tweets that, were taken down. BitMEX, take your Bitcoin and run, last day for withdrawals, hacked. Now, they basically made a statement on this and came out and said, okay, it was a bunch of trolls. Maybe it was some angry, disgruntled employee over at the BitMEX headquarters. I don't know. But essentially, this is an absolute fiasco. So what should you do? Well, essentially, you should definitely not use that account anymore. You should, if you're using that same email for any other accounts, you should probably close down those accounts as well. And the other thing too is, just use Bybit, guys. Like, Bybit doesn't have these issues. So this is what I use. I don't like BitMEX. I've never been a BitMEX fan. Bybit is definitely the exchange that I use for futures trading, for derivatives, margin, whatever you want to do. If you don't know how to do it, I will drop that above, and I do have links below. They do help the channel out. You guys know that. But on top of that, while we're talking about exchanges, Deribit had a pricing error that caused their perpetual swap contract to fall $2,000, bringing Bitcoin to $7,750 a coin. Now, a lot of people were pissed off about this, right? So what they ended up doing was essentially they issued a statement saying that trader equity will be brought back to the normal levels. However, traders will not be rolled back. This effectively means traders who use stop losses and were liquidated will be refunded. So that was actually really cool of them to do that, right? You can see right here, Deribit is like good for options. If you guys, I think that's like their thing. But you can see over here, one slightly smaller derivatives exchanges, BTSE, actually pumped up to 15,000. Oh my God, look at that Darth Maul wick. My goodness, I hope they take care of those traders as well. But it definitely was a pretty incredible moment. Now, I do want to just mention some pretty cool things I found in the news, and then let's get on out of here, guys. So a new report surfacing reveals that Italians apparently prefer crypto for payments compared to a lot of other options. Now, of course, number one was PayPal. So you might be saying, well, PayPal uses credit cards, so technically credit cards are still winning. Okay, fine, you could say that, but you can see, as per the report, Bitcoin has been used over 200,000 times each month between October 2018 and 2019. This is 6 times larger the usage of 2 of the world's most popular payment giants, Visa and MasterCard. And I know we just talked about the PayPal thing, but they're saying that it was essentially the first choice. So if, basically it's like PayPal, and then they have this other thing, it's Poste Italiane or something, but then it's basically Bitcoin. So I'm not really sure where they got this information from, but if that's the case, shout out to for Italy for really using the Bitcoin over there. And finally, I wanted to talk about Tony Hawk is actually going to be at the Bitcoin 2020 conference. If you guys are going, I'm not sure that I'm going to be attending it. I might potentially, but that's pretty cool. He's like a legend, man. He's like one of my childhood heroes, man. I used to skateboard back in the day, play Tony Hawk Pro Skater. So Tony Hawk, getting into Bitcoin, that's what's up. And finally, I just wanted to point out this article I was looking at from Delphi Digital. Not going to go into it, but essentially they are saying that the bottom is in and the worst is behind us. So yeah, there you guys go. That is the situation moving forward. Pleasure to be back on the channel. So nice to be here. Having a look at what is going on. Keep in mind, we are getting at that very critical point. Bitcoin is looking to have a bit of a move, but if we are held down by resistance, do remember that on the monthly, we could still go sideways, technically in this range above the $8,200 level, for the next month up until basically the beginning of the year. So just going to be realistic. I mean, we could have a massive pump, but we also could go sideways. So let me know what you guys think on the macro. Short term, I'm looking for a little bit of a move, but ultimately, zooming out, we did have a big move. We may still do some more consolidation to the end of the year, kind of ending the year maybe around, 12,000, 14,000, something like that. But I do want to just show you one thing super quick. If you did stay to the end, I will show you guys again tomorrow. I know a lot of people leave, but if you do assume that this is a bit of like a flagpole, you can take a measured move right here, essentially, and if we were to go all the way to the end and break out, that measured move is essentially the actual size of the channel, which is pretty incredible, which would bring us back to that $13,885 level. So pretty cool, right? How that played out. So that being said, guys, I do think we are in a bull run, or bull market, not a bull run. We're not blasting off. I'm feeling confident about Bitcoin. Even if we go sideways, I'm down to accumulate. And starting today, we are back on the grind every single day, and I'm not planning on going to any conferences anytime soon. And if that sounds good to you, well, smash a like, say hello, drop a comment, join the Telegram, or just simply watch the video. You guys rock. You're the reason that I do this every single day. Thank you so much again for coming back to the channel, and I do appreciate all of your concern over the past 2 days. I hate not putting videos out myself, but that's it for me today, guys. You rock. My name's K-Dub. This is Crypto Zombie. If you're not subscribed at this point, what are you waiting for? Stay crypto. Until next time, peace out.